and welcome back to Sports Talk with Dad. My name is Kyle, and as always, I cannot call this Sports Talk with Dad without the man sitting next to me, the king of the carnival, the killer of monarch butterflies, my dad, Tim.
You're going to have to explain the monarch butterflies. I didn't know I was killing them.
I mean, I figure I have to explain both.
Yesterday proved once I thought I might have lost all skill I had.
Oh, you have to let me tell this story. Because
it's on you.
I felt like a little kid again. Just watching my dad in a proud moment. And I only hope there are moments like this that my kids feel this for me. You were a catcher for a long time growing up.
I was.
And they still at carnivals have the game where you load up beer bottles and you fire a baseball at it.
They do.
It's one of my favorite games. I used to be really good at it. My elbow can't do it anymore. Tennis has destroyed my throwing ability, apparently. Because, dude, I threw one of those and was like, well, I guess I'm pretty much done with this. I whipped that thing. I got it pretty quick. I dented the back, but then my elbow said, we're done with this. And it's really hard with people walking behind you.
Yeah.
But you, on the other hand, your first game was average human. You were like, all right, there's my dad who's now in his 60s.
Just
lost a lot of skill.
Not in my 60, just 60.
That's if that makes you feel better.
It does. It does.
I'd hold on to it too. I understand.
You will as well.
But all of a sudden, the second game comes up, and I see a look in your eye that I haven't seen in a very long time. It reminded me, oh yeah, this dude's competitive.
Just a little bit.
It was a look of, I'm about to break every single bottle here. And sure enough, you didn't miss.
No.
You broke you just got it behind your ear and whipped. We had a crowd. You were literally king of the carnival.
I didn't even know there was a crowd there.
You were zoned in. Like I said, you were zoned. I mean, it was I used to be an athlete, and I'm about to prove this right now. It was amazing. I was so proud of you. And then I realized my kids are watching me, not you. And the boys were all about Grandpa for the rest of the day because we got Sir Penguin here. I brought him to show the crowd. This is what they wanted. They brought it home. And this is not left. I had to quietly steal this from them and borrow it before they would let me go. I think
you gotta keep him there.
Keep Mr. Penguin, or Penguin, as I call them, here near us, because it was impressive. Like, we had probably 30 people ended up crowding around, cheering for you to break that third bottle, and you just didn't miss.
I didn't hear a thing. They used to have a game where you throw out vinyl records.
Yep.
And then they had the beer bottle game.
Right.
I loved both of them. And back when I was playing a lot,
vinyl was easier.
The vinyl was a lot easier. And the clowns, whatever. But the beer bottle,
clowns for me is a vengeance game. So.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because you hate clowns. But I learned that if you try to overhand throw it, you're going to miss more. But if you just snap it from behind your ear,
right,
I was able to clear out a couple carnivals.
I mean, you cleared out here. The issue you had is then you decided you were going to do it again.
Oh, there wasn't happening. I had my moment and I was done.
And you broke the first one,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden, you being 60 kicked into gear.
That's when my shoulder started hurting.
Your shoulder all of a sudden reminded you, and you're like, I saw you pause and kind of go like this. I was like, oh, he's done.
I'm done.
And the crowd kind of dispersed when you did that too. They're like, oh, that was amazing.
I felt bad.
You got complimented.
I did.
For the rest of the day.
Some random guy comes up as I'm walking down, congratulates me or says nice throw or whatever.
Yeah, there were like three or four of those people that said that.
Which was great. I love that.
You were the king of the carnival.
I was impressed that I could do it once. I felt bad, though, because I wanted to I got the one thing from one kid. I couldn't get the Charizard,
Charmander.
Some Pokemon.
Charmander.
Couldn't win it because I can't do the basketball game.
I tried the basketball game. I couldn't figure out. I mean, you shouldn't feel bad. I'm sitting there playing right alongside of you, and I broke one. Like, I think I got 2 at the end. I was 2 for 6. So at least you won one. You were the king with the children. You were the king of the carnival. And then today, you You tried to be nice.
Oh God, yeah.
You tried to be nice, and I
did.
appreciate it. I do. I must say, one thing I love about you more than anything in this world is it's the little things with you. Like last week, I was really a single parent. I had to mow the lawn and get it done. And you came over and hung out with a little bit to help me out with the kids, to give me a break because it had been a long week and I had a lot of yard work to do. And you just showed up and started mowing the lawn without even me asking. You were sore afterwards, and I knew you would be. Normally, I don't let you do that stuff, but it was such a weight off my shoulder. And you're really good at that. You're really good at seeing, hey, overwhelmed, needs help. I'm just going to do this without even asking, because I would have said no, and you didn't even ask. You tried to do that today.
I tried to weed a little bit for you guys.
You tried to do some weeding. What you did was it's a weed. It's milkweed. The issue is that's what the monarch caterpillars eat.
I didn't know that.
And that's all they eat.
I didn't know that
That's
either.
where they cocoon, and you are the killer of monarch butterflies. Lucky for you, Crystal found the weeds and figured out it was actually a good thing you pulled them.
Oh, that's just sheer luck.
Because there were aphids on it, and the ladybugs were there to eat the aphids, which is great, but it had chased the caterpillars away. So no caterpillars.
Well, the other thing I was lucky about was that I wasn't able to get the roots out.
So they'll grow back.
Come back again.
Yes, they will grow back, which is good. You were saved on that one. I had to tell Crystal, and I just text you afterwards. I was just like, you make me laugh. Like I'm like, he's trying to be nice, and she's like, I know, but he always asks. He always asks. And I said, I know, but
it just needed to be
trying
done.
to be nice, and it had to be done. And you pulled out a lot of the thistles that were there, which was awesome. It was just. Everybody was laughing about it afterwards. It was like, you tried to be nice, but so king of the carnival, but also the killer of monarch butterflies. The kids laughed too, because they were checking out the weeds too, to be like, oh, are there any caterpillars? So there might have been, but obviously Crystal's not going to say that to the kids, because we don't want them to.
Let's focus on the penguin.
But we're going to focus on the good, which is king of the carnival. It was unbelievable. Again, I felt like a 12-year-old kid again watching his dad clean carnivals out, because that was impressive.
It was fun to go back there. I didn't know I'd still be able to do it.
How's your arm feel today?
Actually good.
Does it?
Yeah, it feels fine.
That's awesome.
Do I want to go in that? What I really like is, for once in my life, that thing only cost me $5.
Yes. You won in one game.
Yes.
I dropped $140 in a half an hour.
Wow.
All on games. And the games aren't even really fun anymore.
No.
Like, there's the duck games where you pull the duck. It used to be where you pull the number and that tells you the prize.
Yeah, but now people would have to do math.
Well, it was labeled 1, 2, 3, and that was great. Maybe you pay $5 and you win a big prize. Maybe you pay $5 and you win a small prize. Now they're like $6 for the small prize, $12 for the big prize. It's like, what's the fun in that? I drop more money watching the kids try and pull for bigger prizes. Right. I mean, that's more fun.
Well, they had the clown race thing, or they shoot the water in the mouth.
Yeah.
And both kids won that, so they were able to get a couple.
There was a very nice guy there that let you re-race, because yours wasn't working, and they let you and Jack go. And Jack had a lot of fun because I was able to knock yours out of the way, so he won.
Jack won, and that was what
I also saw the look in your eye where you were ready to beat my kid at that race, so I had to push the water out of the way.
I am not going to beat my youngest grandson. No, I am not. But I can't wait for the state fair.
Yeah,
because they've got great games there.
They do, and they'll have more rides. Carnival rides terrify me.
I love carnival rides.
Oh, I've watched too many YouTube videos at this point where they're tipping.
I was at a fair way back in the day when I was a kid, and I think it was called the Himalaya.
Sure.
It was one of those that goes spinning round and round and on a track. Well, the cart came off the track.
Yeah.
And just flew. I think the one guy that got hurt only broke his arm, but you see this all the time with some of these carnival rides.
Well, because engineers aren't putting these up. It's the same rides that they put everywhere, and they do tests and everything, right? But these are put up in a day.
And they're held by a pin.
They're held by a pin. And the people putting them together, it's not like you're going to Disney and having engineers run roller coasters here. These guys are...
They're there for the week. They tear them down. They're on to the next one.
And they're putting up, and I'm sure they got it down to a science. But it's, I mean, how many times do you see? And it's rare enough, but it's also.
Have you looked at some of these guys?
Enough where, yeah, I have.
Speaking of looking at guys, did you watch any of the Open this weekend?
I did. Well, I saw the last day.
Okay.
You came over and we watched the end of the Open together.
It was great.
Yeah.
And Rory can't complain. He was just beaten by the unbelievably hot guy. He did.
Rory played great. He missed a couple of close putts that would have changed it, but he didn't lose. And that's the most important part, I think, for Rory coming out of this, is he gets to look at this and say, I didn't lose this.
I mean, he really wanted to win at St. Andrews, but all props to Cameron Smith, who may be the goofiest looking golfer since John Daly when he was younger, with the wispy mustache and the mullet.
He's not a good looking guy.
Well, I think he isn't a bad looking guy, but lose the mullet, and you're not old enough, obviously, to have a mustache yet. Because it hasn't come in at all.
I mean, when I can rival your mustache on what I can grow, it's not a good thing.
No, considering none of us can grow. Well, your brother can grow a beard. You and I,
he gives himself more credit for the beard. I haven't seen it long and bushy, but it's better than what I can do, so I have to be jealous of it.
Exactly, and way better than I can do too. So,
but yeah, no, I can rival that mustache, and that's not a good thing.
No,
like. The mullet is in right now. I get people wanting to do it.
I didn't know that until you told me.
It's super, and golf brought it back.
Okay, they should not be proud of that. The mullet went away for a reason. Businesses run, and party in the back is a thing that
Powers
should be
in
left.
The mullet. I mean, that's what killed who's Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah,
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
That's what he shaved the mullet. He would have continued to be extremely popular had the powers in the mullet. And at this point, after winning the British Open, or the Open, or whatever it's called now, I would not get rid of it.
Well, apparently, he made a comment, something to the fact that I was going to cut it, but now it's kind of part of my marketing. So,
it is now. They're going to make a lot of money off that. And one question was asked of him at the end, and I thought he answered it very well, which was, hey, are you going to join the LIV Tour? And he answered it very, very well, saying, I just won the British Open.
Yeah.
I'm not here to talk about that. I thought that was a great way to answer that question.
He shut it down hard.
But a tough ending for that tournament, though. Dustin Johnson was in the running, and I was hoping that they were going to pair up Rory and Dustin Johnson going to the end. I thought that would have been great for golf in general, because it would have solidified two different tournaments. But what did I say when we were talking about it the other day? That them not playing a fourth day.
Mm-hmm.
And them doing shotgun starts rather than playing by the same rules is going to keep them out of contention of these tournaments. And sure enough, the last day, Dustin Johnson fell off.
I think that's going to happen more as they don't play 72-hole tournaments.
Correct.
The longer it goes. DeChambeau made a nice run at the end, but he was out of it from the start. With Johnson, he just didn't last. He just kind of lost his touch at the end.
Right.
And Cameron Smith, he made shots when he had to make it. And he putted out of his mind.
He did. He won.
Yeah. 7 under.
He won.
I mean, to shoot a 64 on the last day of the Open, that dude just came out and won. And now Rory's got to wait until the Masters next year.
You know, one thing I've seen with Rory, though, coming into these last couple tournaments, one, he's been in all of them, which is a huge win for him. And two, he's much more consistent at hitting fairways, which has been his struggle, was the accuracy. He could pound it, but what always killed him at the Masters? Yeah, you can hit it 400 yards. It doesn't help you at the Masters. It's like the Dark Knight, all that strength and nothing to do with it. I completely butchered that quote of my favorite movie, but you get the point.
He striped it, and every one of them, they might have been 5 or so yards offline, but nothing that would get him in trouble.
Listen, Tiger's done. Rory's going to become the face of the PGA if he's not already.
Speaking of Tiger, he cried as he was coming up on Friday.
Because he's done.
I hope he's not, but I don't think he can play regular tournaments. He was in so much pain again, and people gave him a bunch of crap afterwards because he didn't stop and wave on the Swillican Bridge on 18 as you're coming across and walking down. Well, in his mind, he's not done. He's going to play the British Open or whatever they call it at St. Andrews one more time, which he'll be back there in what, 6-7 years?
I mean, he'll be in his 50s at that point.
Tiger's along that course. I felt bad for the course because without wind, that course has nothing to defend itself
Correct.
with.
Here's the issue. Tiger's got a metal leg.
Yeah. Well, I sent you the picture of him in shorts.
Of him not having a calf?
No calf, and it's kind of bowed outwards now.
Well, that's because Tiger has big calf muscles in general.
Not anymore.
And well, he does on the one side, which is why it looks bowed out.
Yeah.
They took half his calf away.
I don't know that he's ever going to be able. And how does he work on it? And that's my question. He may never be able to work out again to the point where he did to build up his leg strength.
I don't know. Probably not.
And not to the same level, obviously.
Probably not. I mean, the fact that he can compete the way that he does, even with the injuries he's had, and especially that last accident he had with the car accident, is amazing in and of itself.
The fact that he's even alive and has a leg after that.
I mean, it shows how great of an athlete he actually is.
To make cuts on one leg.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But it's like you after your car accident when you were trying to golf, and we're going to get you back.
I feel bad because at the end of last show, I had tried to go out and hit a bucket of balls, and I couldn't. And I said, if you're going to drink, don't drive, which I absolutely mean. But I'm not going to give up. I've got to keep working on physical therapy. And you said it after the show, and I appreciated it very, very much. You looked at me and went, yeah, you're not done. You've just got to work at getting back so you can play again.
We gotta get your muscles back up. And that's the big thing the doctors always told you. I mean, the doctor at first told you weren't going to golf again. Hey, we got you on at least on a golf course for Father's Day.
Yes.
We haven't been able to go out since. You've been too sore. But you have some physical therapy coming up.
I've got therapy?
Yeah. We gotta get the glutes stronger to support the back. We gotta get the back muscles. We'll start doing some stretching, some exercises.
I'm gonna get some injections in the back, which I'm praying to God they help. Because that's the problem. I mean, it's just,
you know what else the problem is?
If you say a word about what I eat or anything,
your diet is terrible.
I'm already preserved.
Oh, you're not going to need anything to preserve your body. I mean, you're preserved with what you have. But your diet's crap, man. And please comment below, like that eating TV dinner orange chicken every single night.
Really good.
And then eating 4 or 5 M&M cookies throughout the day, and then a lunch consisting of the mini muffins and granola bars
they're healthy. Granola
is not good.
I had egg in a hole today.
That's
very healthy.
Yeah. The problem is you think because you don't eat white bread anymore that it offsets everything else. That's the issue.
Not so much.
And you have to eat other things. I mean, you don't have to follow my diet. I'm trying to get everything out for now.
You're doing great.
I realized how good I felt after eating junk food. And
I feel great after I eat junk food.
I know, I do too, and that scared me. So I'm like, let's go a little while. And so I've gone a month without trying to not eat junk food, and my body hates it.
Well, I was going to say,
but I feel better.
I've tried to give up sugar, and I actually tried to give up Diet Coke.
Don't give up Diet Coke.
The headache was so bad.
Don't give up Diet Coke.
Oh my God.
You're too far in.
I am.
It's your vice. Keep it. It's fine. But honestly, I feel better. I've been 3 weeks in now with cutting back on all junk food. I still snack at night because it's my downfall, but it's an apple at night or a banana.
Popcorn.
Or popcorn. You know, I'll do some popcorn without butter.
You can live without the rice and tuna. That I've walked into the kitchen a couple times, and it's just like
rice and tuna meals. Yeah, that's a big thing too. But I feel better. It's good. I do feel better. I need to get you on that diet because
I love tuna, but I'm not gonna put it in.
You don't
rice.
have to go my way. You don't have to go fully. You just need to cut back.
Going my way
on the junk food. And you tell him in the comments below, please, we need to fix his diet, but you're not done with golf yet. Before you say another word, because I know you're coming back at me, don't forget to do this right here for me. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get to enjoy this show, as you can tell, as much as we enjoy making it. But I've said enough. I'm done teasing you about the diet. I don't want to hear you come back at me.
What was my liver results?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's still...
There you go.
is bizarre to me. Your liver was dipped in the river with Achilles, for sure. Fully
With
immersed.
Keith Richards, yeah.
And Keith Richards, yeah, he's there with you too. You're both preserved
hero.
individuals. Him probably more so. I mean, a
Oh,
nuclear
yeah.
war would still kill you. I don't think a nuclear war even touches Keith Richards.
He will survive along with cockroaches.
Yeah, as Robin Williams famously said, it'll be Keith Richards and a bunch of cockroaches hanging out after a nuclear war. But back on to sports here. We do have the All-Star game coming up. We talked about the uniforms. They're gorgeous. Hey, are you excited to see the All-Star game?
I'm not, and I'll tell you why. It used to be, and I don't know that there's anything I can do to fix it in the day of free agency, but when I was a kid, it was watching guys who never saw each other except at the All-Star game and in the World Series. The National League never played in the American League, and the American League never played the National League except for those two occasions, and I think that's missing from the game.
Yeah.
Because it made it much more exciting. You saw stupid plays like Rose running over Ray Fosse, who at the time was one of the best catchers in baseball.
Dirty play.
It was a play that never needed to happen in an All-Star game. You don't go out there and hurt somebody, and he did.
He 100% did.
Yeah. But that was always interesting about it. I wish baseball, I think they've gone too far into interleague play. I think they'd be better off going away from it again, but that ship has sailed at this point.
I mean, or is it just no All-Star games really fun to watch anymore?
Well,
it's not just baseball. Like the basketball All-Star game's fun to see because you get to see guys playing together that you don't get to normally see, and you get to see cool dunks, and it's fun. It's you're watching buddies play 5-on-5, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
NFL, who cares?
No, but NFL shouldn't do it. And actually, baseball is probably still the best because the game is played the same way. However, I've always had a problem where you don't need to have a representative from every team.
I hate that. I absolutely hate it. I'm with you.
If somebody's not good enough, if the team's not good enough to have somebody, then you go without them.
Right. Why are you going to leave somebody off just to represent every team?
And
if you don't have somebody good enough on your team to make an all-star team, then you need to go get better players.
Exactly. And I hate the fact that they have to get it's changed. It never used to be that you put everybody on the team into a game. It shouldn't happen. They used to have starters go 3 and 4 innings.
No, and I don't mind if it's somebody's last all-star game, making sure that person gets in. It's a different ball game, but nobody's going to play to win. What they tried to do with making it home field in the World Series, that was dumb. I
give them credit for trying it.
Yeah, good for trying, but it was dumb. I hated every second of it.
It's not as look, if they're gonna, I want them to be open to those ideas because I want them to try the home run derby in the 12th inning and
definitely be open to those ideas. But every All-Star game. I mean, the dunk contest is more exciting in basketball. Basketball. The home run derby is more exciting in baseball. The skills challenge is more exciting in the basketball side of things. You remember the skills challenge from the 90s in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Where you'd have Peyton Manning and Brett Favre, and I think, what's his name? Coach of Michigan was in one of them. Harbaugh was in one of them. Steve McNair, I remember watching. Right. That was awesome to watch, the quarterback skills challenge. That was great.
That's more exciting. Never do it. I wish baseball used to do something called a Cracker Jack Old-Timers game, where they bring and they had guys in it that were in their 70s. And there was actually the first year they did it when I was a kid. They brought it back. A guy, 75 years old. He was still a coach for one of the teams. I'm sorry. Please put in the comments because I can't think of his name right now. He hit a home run.
Yeah.
And they gave him a rocking chair as the MVP award, which was just awesome. And it was fun to watch these old timers come in and play. And Nolan Ryan would never try to blow somebody away. But it was still, I love seeing them go out there and play again.
I wouldn't mind seeing one of the guys coming up to the old guys and throwing at least one 100-mile-per-hour pitch at them just to prove a point. Why not? I think that'd be fun.
Well, I'd like to see Reggie Jackson. I mean, if you do an old-timers game, think of the players they could bring back. Reggie Jackson would be back.
Because what are you doing that basketball did, right? It's a bunch of people just playing the game for fun.
Exactly.
And that's the only reason you like watching, or I shouldn't say you, I just mean people in general, like watching the NBA All-Star game because it's not really there for a competition. It's there to watch people have fun, and you get to enjoy it because it's amazing players just playing pickup ball.
Well, and when I was a kid at the halftime of an NBA game, they used to do horse.
Yeah.
So it was Pete Maravich versus George Gervin in a game of horse. And it was fun to watch because now they're out of their element.
Right.
And they're getting, I mean, Maravich obviously won. He had every shot in the book. He would actually, sit on the floor and make the shots, but it was just fun to watch something different.
Yeah. Well, and I think if they took the All-Star game, because for a long time, the purist of baseball wanted to keep it where it was as competitive as it always has been. There's too much money invested in the game at this point. You can't make it that way anymore. You just can't. So you have to bring more fun in it. And I think doing another game, which is an old-timers game, an all-time old-timers game versus the young guys and see what happens. I think that would be great. You still have plenty of guys. I'm sure Roger Clemens could come back out and still pitch.
He's not allowed to play.
He is allowed to
play. No, he's not. Neither is the cheater.
Bring Kerry Wood back. That would be
okay. I'd love to see Kerry Wood.
Derek Lee, get Ken Griffey Jr. to play
Absolutely.
in the game. I mean, how fun would that be to see those guys come back and compete? Not this softball thing that they do.
I hate that with the celebrities, and
I don't even know who anybody is anymore. Yeah.
No. And
they're like, and YouTube star. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm too old for this.
The other game I would love to see is get an all-star team of baseball players to play the women's national softball team.
That'd be cool.
Because I don't think they'd hit the women as fast as they could throw.
Not if they're pitching from 45 feet.
45 feet and underhanded.
Yeah, that'd be tough. It'd be fun to watch. It'd be interesting to see something different. But again, I don't think you can blame baseball for the All-Star game being boring. I just think all of them are boring.
Baseball is still the closest to the real game. It'll be fun to watch. I like the introductions, but will I make it through 9 innings? Absolutely not.
No, I agree. I don't think I will either. But yes, definitely the players from every team being representative. Unless it's their home team's game. Like if the Reds are hosting the All-Star game, but they're so bad that you don't have any players. All right, put a Red on there.
Well, that's different.
That's a different ball game. So at least one player from the home stadium's team has to be on the team.
Should a Red be in this game? That's in LA? No.
I mean, you got Votto.
Maybe.
He's coming to the end of his career at this point.
Maybe. There are a couple teams that is there anybody from Miami? Yeah. There's some bad teams this year.
Yeah, there's some really bad teams this year, which we've talked about and we'll get into again before the season's done. But I do want to change this over. But before we do, I meant to show you this a while ago, but hey, we're on the show. Might as well actually send this to you now. I'm going to send you a video here, and it will be shown here on the screen in a second as well. I'll post it up here. Did you see, and I'm behind, but did you see the video of the orangutan?
I just got it, and I'm just about to click play, so I'm hoping there's no ads on this thing.
It's crazy.
Well, an orangutan is like 8 times the strength of a human. Orangutan. Oh, this guy is...
He's done.
He's done. Yeah, now he's got your leg.
Yeah. Don't go by a cage. I mean, clearly it's not in America.
No.
Because you can never get that close to an animal in America.
And what did this guy do? Because orangutans are usually fairly docile creatures.
He did something.
He did something he shouldn't have, and I am all for...
All I saw in the beginning was his hands were out there. So I'm assuming he was teasing him. But look at the strength of that thing.
Oh, my God. And now he's got him in the leg.
He's got it with 3 hands. Well, and look when he grabs him, he tries to bite him.
Whatever he was doing to that orangutan, he earned what he got. And don't blame the animal.
No. Nobody is.
Good. Because sometimes they do. And it's just like, no. If you're getting close enough and you're messing with them.
Strength of that creature.
They're an amazing creature. I love orangutans.
Orangutans.
That's what I said, orangutan. Tang. I don't know.
There's no G.
They're gingers. They steal people's souls.
They do. They have no soul, just like you didn't growing up. But
yeah.
That's why you like them so much. You relate. It's a ginger just like you.
Yeah. But They're so smart.
Unbelievably
They're
creatures.
unbelievably smart too.
They are.
I mean, they're just
On the pure strength of these creatures is unbelievable. And the fact that he waited, the only reason that dude ended up getting away, it sounds like he's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he broke a bone. But the only reason he got away is because the
That other one-
orangutan let him get away.
Yes. Could you imagine if that? And it wasn't fair because the orangutan, did I say it right that time,
Probably not. But anyways,
was in a cage.
correct.
If he would have been out, well, and that's just it. Everybody will tease the animal because he's in a cage until it's not.
Right.
I'm one, look, me socially, I'm more conservative, but let's leave their habitat alone and let them live in the wild.
Well, yeah. The issue is we're tearing up all the rainforest.
Well,
right now.
yeah, and they're over in Indonesia, and just leave them alone. Let them be around for other generations.
It's the first time I've ever heard you say in a public setting that we should actually save the planet. I'm proud of you.
I want to save the animals and save their habitat.
You have been, and I think that's where we need to come together is be like, listen, these animals,
they have a right to be here as much as we do.
Yeah, we got a lot of empty houses that we can use.
I'm not going to put an orangutan in a house, but leave him in his own house.
Listen, I always wanted one because I saw Dunstan Checks In. You remember that?
Yeah.
Jason Alexander in the movie back in the day.
No.
I always wanted it.
No.
No. The strength of that. I knew you hadn't seen that yet, so I saved it for the show. But, jeez.
I mean, like 8 or 9 times a human.
Yeah.
That animal could have done real damage if you wanted to. And the babies, by the way, are some of the cutest babies in the animal world.
They're goofy.
They used to be on, I remember one on the old Johnny Carson show where they brought this little baby orangutan on there, and it cracked Carson up because he just started making faces at him. So
who was the guy? Jack Hanna?
Jack Hanna?
Yeah.
I remember Marlon Perkins.
I don't know
and
that one.
It was on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, and they had Marlon Perkins, who was like this older guy from a zoologist, and he always used to be with a guy named Jim, and I can't think of his last name, but Carson's joke always used to be, while Jim goes and wrestles the wild anaconda, I'll be sitting having my Mai Tai here under the umbrella.
I need to get a button here that just goes, this is how old you are.
Exactly.
Well, you say references and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I wasn't alive. I just realized today I wasn't alive for the USSR.
Back?
The Soviet Union collapsed before
USSR.
I was born.
Yeah. No, you weren't.
When did it collapse? In 87?
No, the wall came down in 89.
I was born in 89.
So it might have been around a little bit, but Reagan had won the Cold War pretty much by then. So
it was pretty much done. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, now, and I've been blogging in politics now. People are saying, let's go back to the USSR. No, we don't want communism or socialism. No,
they can do whatever they want.
Let's talk football.
Yeah, let's talk
football. It's almost football. Do you realize?
You're the one that brought it up.
I know, and I was right.
You act like I bring stuff up.
Do you realize we're only a few short weeks from?
We got a stockholder meeting on the 25th coming up here, which is super exciting.
Yeah, we get to go to a stockholder meeting for the first time.
We do. It'll be you, me, and Pammy going to the stockholder meeting.
You going to explain who that is?
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Aunt.
Cousin.
She's my cousin, right?
She's my niece, but more like my little sister, so.
Yeah, she's old. She's with you.
She's older than I am.
Yeah. No, she's not. No, she's not. But your sister was what, 22 years older than you?
My brother was 22 years older. Your Aunt Pat was 18 years older, and my other brother was 11 years older than I am.
It's crazy. Crazy age differences.
And sad, none of them are here.
You're the last one standing, you and Pam. That's it.
I don't care. I'd rather have them back.
Yeah, yes. I'm with you. But on to football. But before we get on to football, I do need to ask you to do one more thing, which is this button right here. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a video. And you get to enjoy this show as much as we enjoy making it. All right, Carnival King and Monarch Killer. I'm just going to stick with that one, I think, for the rest of the summer. But we do, football season's coming. Family night is not this weekend, but next weekend for the Green Bay Packers. And then that Monday, the 25th, we have a stockholder meeting. First stockholder meeting as a stockholder of the Green Bay Packers. So I'm very excited. I'm part quote-unquote owner. I don't know what that means, but I get to go to Lambeau for a while, which is cool. Knock on wood, it doesn't get rained out because that would suck. But I'm sure they'll have it anyways. I'm excited just to go up to Green Bay and be a part of the stadium. It'll be great.
I hope we can broadcast from there.
I don't think we're popular enough yet. Help us get more popular. Maybe they'll actually let us do it, which would be cool. My question to you is, you and I have been talking a lot about quarterbacks.
We have.
And we have very different opinions on who the top 10 quarterbacks in the league are. And there's been a lot of conversations throughout about, I've seen, ranked divisions by quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks. I mean, we could get into it because who knows who's going to be starting, right? Davis Mills, is he really going to last very long in Houston? Mitchell Trubisky, how long is he going to go before Pickett gets a shot? So I thought it'd be more fun just for us to go into top 10 because there's been some stats we talked about.
We'll do the rankings of quarterbacks by division closer to the season.
That's not a bad call. We'll know who's actually starting.
It won't be Trubisky.
We'll see. I mean, Whopper hands, Mr. Whopper Jr. Who knows?
He will do fine. I'm not going to make any jokes.
He might.
He wears the gloves for a reason.
He does wear hey, you know what? He is a better athlete than me. He is in the NFL, and I am not. So there is that, and that's the end of that conversation. But I figured we would get into here and rank our top 10 quarterbacks in order, and the rankings are pretty interesting. We haven't discussed this yet.
No, we haven't.
I'm leaving it blank. I'm going to post this as the conversation goes on. Who's number 10 for you? There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the league.
Only because he's got the best receiver in football, Derek Carr.
You put him at 10?
I don't think he's any better than that. It was either him or Joe Burrow was going to be my number 10. And I don't think he's that good, but I think Adams will make him better.
Oh, I have him higher on my list.
No.
I don't know.
Well, who's your 10? Who's your 10?
So I'm looking at. I haven't looked through this list yet. I haven't
either. I'm just
started this. I would say my number 10 in the NFL.
If you say Deshaun Watson, I'm going to come across the table.
Deshaun Watson's not on my list.
Okay, fine.
Deshaun Watson will not be on my list. Either will Kyler Murray. Either will Justin Fields. Jared Goff would probably be my number 11. I gotta say Ryan Tannehill's probably my number 10 in the league right now.
Yeah, everybody disses on him, to use a really old term, but he's always a winner.
Yeah. An old term you, by the way, were not young enough to use.
Yeah, but I've seen the movie Clueless.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't even know if it was in Clueless.
I don't know either.
I don't know. So my number 9, let's see, my number 9 going through here, probably Mac Jones. And it's a make or break year. Make or break year.
Listen, I think Mac Jones is the next superstar in the NFL. I think we're just waiting for him to take off.
He may.
I had the Patriots early in this season picked as a Super Bowl favorite for me in the AFC, and I'm sticking with it. I have a lot of hope in him. I think Mac Jones is going to be better than Joe Burrow when it's all said and done. As much as I love Joe Burrow, I have that much faith in Mac Jones.
This will be the season to tell.
Sophomore year. Can you really judge him on that? Well, we'll see. I have him ranked higher on my list. My number 9 coming into this season, talking about a prove-it year at this point. I got to say Kirk Cousins is my number 9 on the list. I think he gets not enough credit for how good he really is.
But is he really?
He is.
No.
He is. He's a very talented quarterback.
Is he really?
He is.
Really?
He is. Last year, the Vikings disappeared as a whole. I don't think you can really blame him for that.
Cousins is up and down. He's a 50-50 quarterback. 50% of the times he looks good.
Yeah, he's either a top 5 quarterback or a top 15 quarterback, so I put him in.
Okay, fine. All right, so number 8 for me, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow.
At number 8?
Yeah.
He just was in a Super Bowl.
Your point?
He took a team that didn't have a team that gave him no protection to a Super Bowl.
I just don't. I don't think he's going to get to that level again. I think he caught lightning in a bottle last year. Everything for Cincinnati went right.
You're not wrong.
And I don't think it's going to happen again. So he's my number 8.
Fair enough. My number 8 coming into this season is not Joe Burrow. It's a quarterback that I don't know where he's going to end up career-wise. He's the most exciting player to watch in the NFL. I'm a big fan of his, but I got to say Lamar Jackson is my number 8. He can run. He's fast. He's the most electric player.
Running back then.
If I have to look at 2 players, right, where he's compared to with Michael Vick, right?
Yeah.
I'd much rather have Michael Vick.
I was going to say.
Michael Vick had a cannon.
Michael Vick was a better pocket quarterback than he ever gets credited for.
Michael Vick's a Hall of Famer without the dog thing. He was really starting to come into his own.
And that should be, for as much good as he's done for the dogs afterwards.
He paid his penalty. He went to jail, and he's done a lot of good now for
He learned his lesson.
He learned his lesson. We're a country of second chances.
One of the best announcers in football right now.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've always been a big Michael Vick fan. Lamar Jackson is my number 8 right now.
Not even on my list.
You can say he hasn't really had any wide receivers, but he had Hollywood Brown.
I don't think the team is rallying around him because he does just take off and he tucks the ball way too often. For them to go to the next level, he's got to learn to be a quarterback.
He does. He's my number 8. I hope he turns it around. I like Lamar Jackson a lot. I liked him coming out of Louisville, but he's falling down my list quickly until he can prove he can actually win some big games when they shut him down in the running game.
My number 7, Jason Herbert.
Justin.
Sorry. I was looking at 2 things. It's Justin Herbert. Sorry, my bad. I think this is a huge year the Chargers need to step up. Chargers need to get a stadium and go back to San Diego, by the way. But
yeah,
I think Herbert has a chance to really take the next step and make the Chargers very, very competitive this year.
It's a very good pick.
His brother's Jason, but we're on Justin.
Do you know that for sure? Or are you just making it up now?
I'm just making it up.
Oh, that's fair. It's a solid pick. I like him a lot. I really do. It's hard for me to put him really on my list here just because he.
Well, who else are you going to put above him? It's not going to be Carson Wentz. It's not going to be Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'd have to put my number 7 at Justin Herbert too. Out of the rest of the list, because I want to put him higher, but I just can't at this point.
Not going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Not yet. He got the raw end of the deal last year for sure. I hope he really turns it around this year. But yeah, I'd have to go with you on that one and say Justin Herbert at number 7.
Okay, so now we're getting into the elites of the elites.
Yeah.
My number 6. Matt Stafford, even though he is a Super Bowl champion. No, I'm going to take that back. My number 6 is Tom Brady. I think he's coming to the end. Could Brady still do it? And is he still got the magic with less than 2 minutes left?
Top 10 quarterback.
I do. Oh God, yeah, I'd take him. If there are 2 minutes left in the game and it's a real important game, give me Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers right now, especially if it's in the playoffs.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay because
Aaron Rodgers
choked. Like, he didn't play well in the second half. They had a good drawn-up play where at the end of the first half of that game, where it was blown coverage on the Packers side, and then he gave up 2 interceptions at the end.
Yeah.
And lucky for them, it was 3 and out for the Green Bay Packers every single time, and a field goal call and didn't get the ball back. But without that, I think Tom Brady gets a lot more credit today than possibly deserved.
No, Brady is still a top 10 quarterback. I think I'm putting him right on the outside of the top 5, but he could easily finish with a good team around him, he could finish in the top 5 again.
I'm going to shake a lot of feathers here because I don't think Tom Brady's top 10 quarterback anymore. I don't. He's not on my list.
You're costing us subscribers by the moment.
It's possible. I think there's better quarterbacks out there right now. And I think you're going to see this year, you're not going to have Gronk anymore.
Right.
He's gone. Who are you going to have at tight end? That's his safety valve. Who are you going to have a running back at this point? He's going to have to. He's all of a sudden went from a superstar team on offense to a team that's going to be a lot like those Patriot offenses he had back in the day, and I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up.
He's going to find a way, and if the game's on the line, I still want him out there. So who are you going to pick? Dak Prescott?
No, Matt Stafford is going to be on my list here as the next quarterback, number 6. I think Matt Stafford, I put him in there, Super Bowl champion. I think he's got a lot to prove now. I do think he's a very underrated quarterback. I'm going to put him at number 6.
And I'm going to put him at number 5.
All right.
Because he won the Super Bowl. He's proven by going to L.A. that he always had the talent to take him over the top, just didn't have the team around him.
He didn't. I mean, you talk about, game-winning drives. He's unbelievable when it comes to game-winning drives. Yeah, I can't argue. My number 5 is Derek Carr. It's a prove-it year for him. I've always had faith in Derek Carr. There's no excuses anymore. Either he's going to fall out of being a starter this year, or he's going to take the team deep into the playoffs and prove finally that he's every bit as talented as people like me think he is.
Okay, so now we're getting down to the top 4.
Top 4.
And for me, it's a horse apiece. You can put these guys in and shake them out, and it's going to be either do I go with Rodgers or do I go with Russell Wilson? I'll go with Wilson. Russell Wilson's my number 4. I think he's in a great situation. I think you're looking at a team probably going to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. They've got a great defense.
They have a great team.
They've got a great team around them.
It's built.
Hey, and we remember, everybody, we were 2 seconds away from having Russell Wilson in Green Bay because that deal was done. We had predicted it. We were the only ones that predicted it. But if Rodgers goes to Denver, Wilson ends up in Green Bay.
He does. We were 2 seconds away from picking it. I think I messed up on my list here because I'm going to try not to leave somebody else. I might have to take off Kirk Cousins here, so we're going to take him off.
Yeah.
And we're going to back up a little bit, a couple of picks, because I'm going to leave somebody off. So I am going to move everybody back here, and I am going to put Mac Jones as my number 5 quarterback here, taking Kirk Cousins to 11, putting Mac Jones at number 5. And that's going to leave me with a number 4, which is going to be... Who do we got left? I mean, of the top 4 here.
You got Mahomes, you've got Allen, you've got Rodgers, you've got Wilson. I don't think you can have anybody but Rodgers, Wilson, Allen, and Mahomes as your top 4.
What about Joe Burrow?
I don't think you can have anybody but Wilson.
Joe Burrow's my number 4.
Oh, my God. Who are you going to... No, there's no way he's top 4 quarterback in the league. You don't even have... Are you going to have room for Russell Wilson then?
I might have to back people up again.
You think? Russell Wilson is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league.
Our show is not watched for our preparation here, okay?
We do tend to do things on the fly. A little ADD kicks in.
I need to back up my list again. I'm going to put Joe Burrow at 5, okay? You happy now? Joe Burrow is going to be at number 5. And now I have to pick my number 4 again.
Yeah, you do.
All right, I'm settled now.
Are you going to...
I'm settled now. I'm good. My list is there. It looks a little bit different, but we're good. You know what? I'm going to keep Joe Burrow at 4. Josh Allen's going to be my number 5, and I'm going to put Joe Burrow ahead of Josh Allen. I think Joe Burrow is an all-star in this league. He is my number 4. Josh Allen is my number 5.
Okay. Number 3 for me is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there. Josh Allen could arguably be number 1 on the list. He's an amazing quarterback.
My top 3 you can put into a bag, and
Yeah,
whichever comes out.
You really can. My number 3 is going to be Russell Wilson. He's, like you said, he's in a great situation, and I'm a big Russell Wilson fan.
I am too.
I just think he's going to light it up this year. He's got a lot to prove.
He is a Badger.
He is. Whole lot of Badgers.
Whole lot of Badgers. And I could have easily had him at number 3. My number 2 is Aaron Rodgers.
Number 2.
Yeah. And this is regular season. If there is a player in this world that is the next coming of Peyton Manning, it is Aaron Rodgers, because he's great in the regular season and then chokes.
So there's an interesting statistic out there, because we were talking about comeback games here, and this is where it comes down to my number 2, because obviously it's Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes, right? You look at game-winning drives. Ryan Tannehill has 1 less game-winning drive than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has 27 game-winning drives in his career. Ryan Tannehill has 26.
But Rodgers gets
Derek Carr is 30.
Rodgers plays from the lead most of the time.
Peyton Manning, if you want to do the comparisons, Peyton Manning is the all-time leader since 1960 in game-winning drives.
I'm not talking about that. Rodgers doesn't put himself or his team in the position where they have to make a big comeback as often as a Peyton Manning did.
In the playoffs.
We aren't talking about the playoffs. Not talking about the playoffs at all. But in the regular season, Rodgers plays from the lead a lot. Devontae Adams helped that. I think this year he's going to be playing from behind more. But just great regular season performance, and disappears in the playoffs.
Again, we've talked about in the past, the last 2 years, he's choked. The other years have seen some unforeseen things happen. You can't really blame him for Seattle. I mean, he had the team humming.
No.
But it surprised me, though, because I did make the comments a couple weeks ago about Aaron Rodgers, game-winning drives in the regular season, but it surprised me to see Derek Carr has 3 more game-winning drives than Aaron Rodgers does.
That didn't surprise me, simply because I don't think, Rodgers just plays from the front all the time.
Here's the big thing. I'm going to stick with you here. Our 2 and 1 are going to be the same. Aaron Rodgers 2, Patrick Mahomes 1. You can't deny Patrick Mahomes that he is the best quarterback in the league, and is going to be for some time now.
He is going to be, he's a bell cow for a long time.
He is.
So, he is a talent like we haven't seen in a long, long time, and a really good guy from everything I've heard about him.
Yeah, his brother's a little weird, but he's a good guy.
I'm not holding anybody out because of the way their brother acts. Look at mine.
Fair. That's fair. But it's a good list. I like your list. I changed a couple of things.
I still don't even know what your list is, to be honest with you.
People can see it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, except that you're just like, let me replace. You're like Vanna White as the letters change. We don't know where they're going to fall.
I am not known on this show for my preparation, okay? I winged this list, and I figured it out as I went along.
As always, I took the time to prepare, and I had a list.
I thought I had it, and then I reverse engineered this thing, which was my problem. I reverse engineered it and then got lost when I came to the top. But we got there.
We did get there.
People do not watch this show to watch me be prepared.
Actually, they watch this show just to see what we just did back and forth.
Listen, Monarch Killer, all right? I don't want to hear it.
I prefer Carnival King if we have to choose between the two.
You're Carnival King when you agree with me, you're Monarch Killer
fine.
When you give me crap. That's how I'm going to roll this from now on. But we have had a great show. Let us know what you think of our top 10 quarterbacks. My list did appear. You could see it. It was there, even though I changed it a little bit. But let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you like and subscribe. Or scribe, you can write it out, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video, so you can enjoy this show as much as we enjoy making it. I've had a lot of fun today. I hope you have as well. Any last words before we head out?
Take time, enjoy your families, take your kids to the carnivals. We will go take them to the state fair, but I will not eat a cream puff. Those are awful, nasty things.
Agree to disagree.
Ugh.
There's not really anything to it. It's two pastries, thin pastries, and whipped cream in the middle. That's it.
I think I'd almost rather eat the fried butter.
I never had one until last year or 2 years ago, and I ate it, and I'm like, why are people freaking out about this? This is two croissants, basically, with whipped cream in the middle.
My favorite carnival food that I discovered when we lived in Florida, chocolate-covered bacon.
And we're back to the crappy
Love it.
diet.
But it's so good.
We're back. We're going to fix his diet, folks. We are going to fix it. We're going to get you on the golf course. I'm gonna hold golf clubs in front of you because we're going to fix this. You need to play golf with me. You are my golf partner.
Yes.
We need to go out. We got charity events coming up, and you cannot miss those. You need to be golfing with me because I'm out driving you, and it's
by a lot.
By a lot. But we're gonna get you back in shape. It starts with diet. No more orange chicken TV dinners. No more 17 cookies in a day. We're gonna fix it, and you guys can help me out.
Diet.
Please tell him below to fix his diet.
Diet is die with a T.
Yeah, you're gonna die, but this is not about how long you live. This is about you playing golf again, and it starts with the diet. We're going to fix it, okay?
I want to fix it because I want to get
there.
I lost about 3 inches, I think, and I need to get that back.
We're gonna fix it. We're gonna stretch you out. We're gonna get the back muscles strong. We're not giving up on this yet. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it. This has been Sports Talk with
Bye,
Dan.
everybody.